Nintendo may soon acquire its own animation studio. That is the news. The fact that journalists are moralistic busybodies high on their own farts, thinking that they are the gatekeeper of the industry and get to speak on your behalf, the consumer, that is not news. That is the unfortunate reality that we live in. So yes, it does seem that Nintendo may actually acquire Dynamo Pictures, which is set in Japan, which is great news for fans of Nintendo products. We might actually get to see a Zelda animation, or perhaps Samus Aran could make an appearance. And I'm really excited about it because in recent years it's shown that Nintendo is very easy when it comes to censorship. It used to be the other way around. If you had even a little bit of booty, Nintendo would censor it and PlayStation would allow it, but nowadays it's the other way around. And what's interesting is that while people on the West are saying that they want to change reality, they want to change genjutsu, they want to change society with their video games and entertainment, Nintendo says that no, they just want to entertain people. So I do have high hopes for this, especially that it has the game journalists concerned, which makes me happy late at night. It makes me go to sleep at bed easy whenever the journalists are concerned. And this time, the reason they are concerned is that Nintendo has let Chris Pratt voice Mario. And are they concerned because they think Chris Pratt can't put a good Mario voice? No, you see, the problem is with the genetics. The Nazis have invented a time machine and they send their best into our timeline and they got jobs at various publications outlet and they are now very concerned with the skull measurements, with the ethnicity, with the genetics in order to figure out if an actor can play the role. And in this case, the journalists have concluded that because Mario is Italian, from the famous Italian Koopa Kingdom, he cannot be played by an actor like Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt is born wrong. He is, according to the journalists, non-Italian. How will Chris Pratt handle this? I don't know. Maybe he's going to do this magical energy that the Nazi journalists do not understand, and that is called acting. So he might act as an Italian even though he isn't one. I know, like, this probably blew the minds of the people at fanbyte.com. Like, they're unable to comprehend what's happening. It's like, this troll is speaking such wisdom. Maybe we should hire him so he can explain to our writing team how Chris Pratt will be able to play Mario. Of course, this is not about the ethnicity and the genetics and the chromosomes. It's more about the fact that they disagree with Chris Pratt's politics. I mean, at the end of the day, we know that Netflix woke washes almost everything it touches, and yet we do not get any single complaint. But if you have a non-Italian playing as an Italian, all of a sudden the journalists are very concerned. They are unable to sleep at night. And I love this thing. It's probably fine, but I'm watching you. Yes, I'm thinking that this is what Nintendo wants you to do, little boy. They want you to watch them. I mean, it's their business, right? Like, they put up entertainment and you watch them. It's good. Good for business. See, when I don't like something, I don't watch them. Like when Netflix comes out with the new Resident Evil, which by God, like, holy shit. I'm not going to go into it. Just watch one episode and you'll see what I mean. I don't watch it. And if I don't watch it, they get upset. See, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is indifference. And I want to help them have a diverse audience because they're struggling to have a diverse cast. So me not watching it, like me pulling myself away from the picture, makes the audience more diverse. So I want to give Netflix exactly what they are asking for. Especially when you see directors from Game of Thrones coming up and saying, like, they want less white people on the screen. And it's like, oh, that's great. You know, I support that. But I want less white people behind the screen as well. Very progressive. I mean, look, progressive time required for progressive solutions. But, you know, like, the thing with Netflix isn't just the woke washing. I mean, the show is absolutely terrible. Like, even if you want to watch it, even if you try your best, no, like, dude, there's utopia porn in it, okay? Let's leave it at that. I'm not kidding. Like, no, seriously, just trust me on this one. So, what is the problem here? Well, the problem is this ideology, this progressive ideology, where they believe there is no truth, right? Like, truth is not an objective thing, which means that the concept that actors need to act the part, or that actors can act someone that they are not, is not a truth anymore. So the truth can be whatever you want it to be, which is why we entered Clown World. With this mentality, when you believe that truth can be anything, you are in clown world, which is why you have journalists stating that no, like actors need to fit the exact genetics. Like unless Chris Pratt has mama that's Italian and papa that's Italian, he cannot play Mario. And if he does, then it's problematic. Like he can't trust the corporation Nintendo anymore, a Japanese corporation, to cast fictional characters in the role of fictional plumbers from the Koopa Kingdom. Right? Clown world. Exactly. This is what happens when you don't have any objective truth anymore. When you don't have a point of reference. When you don't have a North Star. And of course, when you don't have North on the map. It's interesting, because you don't see people complaining about it. Like, I don't see people on Twitter or on Reddit or on social media complaining about the fact, oh my god, it's like, oh, Chris Pratt. It's the journalists and a couple of loud noises that you may find on social media. And these are being elevated by the people that are the gatekeepers. I find it interesting because we've been lectured for so long that, the cis white men, they're evil gatekeepers and are gatekeeping the hobbies. I don't think the problem was with gatekeeping. I think the problem was with who has to do the gatekeeping. And in this case, it is the prestigious, moral, National Socialist journalist with the 23andMe test kit in his hand, willing to measure the worth and the heritage and the pedigree of Chris Pratt. So, let me know what you guys think. Tell me if there's any Nintendo movies that you're excited to see. Because personally, I want to champion a little bit of diversity and a strong female character like Samus Aran done properly. I have a lot of faith if the actual company owning the IP also owns the studio that's making the movie. Because what happens a lot of time, and which is why most movies made out of games suck, is that the studio owning the IP just licenses the IP to a different production team. And the different production team, they're like, okay, well, what is this? What is this nonsense? Oh, it's a game character. Oh, it comes with lore equipped. What is that lore? Now we need to make it for the wider audience. We need to get the wider audience involved. And what do people like? Explosions. They like the explosions. And what else do CGI? Oh yes, people love CGI. And then what else do people like? Action. A lot of that. Many things happening on the screen. And then you get the Alone in the Dark U-Ball version. And what do people like? Divorce. Oh, we need diversity. Let's make Samus Aran into an Eskimo. Oh, that's going to sell in China. That's pretty much how the people in Hollywood think. And which is why a lot of movies don't sell. And especially the ones that are made after video games. Because they do not care about the established fan base. They just want to bribe you with the name of the IP. And the idea is that the fan base is going to watch it no matter what. Because they're fans, right? Like, they're fanatics. They're going to watch it. So now they're like, why the audience? Why the audience? But, again, if the actual IP owner, Nintendo, also happens to make the movie, they might care about the IP because they invested time. It's their brand. Right? And it's going to make journalists concerned. I love it. I live for the concern of journalists. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.